Hi guys, I'm Vix, this is Vix Creations, and in this video I'm going to show you how to paint Ravenwing Outriders. So I started by making a gap filler to fill up all the front parts where there were big gaps, and I made this by mixing super glue and corn flour. And it dries within a couple of minutes and it's rock solid. I then primed all the models in a grey, and this was just because I had grey model spray paint on hand, and yeah. But if you have black spray paint, just use that. So because I wanted the models to be black and they were grey at this point, I used some black paint and just went over most of the parts in this color. I went over the rest of the model with the black wash, but I ended up using a watered down artist acrylic black paint because the wash was a bit too thinned down to cover the parts I wanted to be a bit more black. Once all the models were black, I then went in with a aluminium where I wanted it to be metal. Then I went with the red for all the weapon casings. And gold for the aquila and around the shoulder pads. And a flesh tone for the heads of both sergeants. So now I'm going to do edge highlighting with a light blue tone, and if you're doing this, make sure you do it with a very nice fine brush, because if it's not, then it won't look that great. So I made a purple wash for over both the heads of the sergeants, and this is just to make it look a bit darker, and yeah. It's made by mixing blue, red, and a lot of water. I put a black wash over all the metal parts, and then made all the eyes of the Space Marines with helmets red. Make sure you do this with a fine brush, because if you don't, it will spill out very quickly. So now I'm going to make the bases, and to do this I'll start off by getting some rubble and gluing this down. These are actually broken down tiles. Then I'm going to get some plastic parts. This, for instance, is a cheap old coat hanger, and I'm cutting it up to look like some broken metal sticking out of the ground, and this is part of a broken toy, and I'm doing the same thing. Right, so now I'm going to draw around the model just so I know where not to put some sawdust, and yeah. Right, I'm pulling it out of the base. So I just spread some PVA glue over the surface of the base, at least mostly everywhere, and this is just to keep the sawdust down. And I'm pouring on the sawdust. After letting the sawdust dry, I poured on some super glue on the places where I wanted some larger rocks, and just poured on those larger rocks. So now I primed them white, and again, this is because I don't have black spray paint at the moment, so this was just the cheapest stuff I have. And then over that, I'm doing a thin layer of nice gray spray paint. I'll make them black later. So like I said, I'm just making them black with a cheap acrylic black paint, and this is just being done by adding a bit of water to it. After this, I added a couple of layers of gray dry brushes, and it just made everything pop out. So, almost the last thing to do, I'm just painting the rim black, and after this I'll just have to glue on the models and they'll be done. But before you see how they look, can you consider liking this video, and if you want to see more videos like this, then subscribe. Thank you. Now here they are.